Hey guys, Estelle here with you, and I'm bringing you a dual comm with my buddy Infamous Mr. T. He's over in the UK, giving us a shout out here, and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm the infamous Mr. T. I play Black Ops like Nostell, and I'm here for the dual com. So thanks Nostell for having me on your channel.
Anytime, man.
And
Anytime. Um,
cool.
let's talk about first of all what's your class and kind of style of playing in this particular bit.
Yeah. Today I'm using the AK-74U, I think, with lightweight, sleight of hand, and ninja. I'm playing domination with a buddy of mine who's in my GB team, and I like to rush. I thought I'd try and get some entertaining gameplay, and I rushed basically, and played the objective well.
Cool.
And it's worked out well.
Now I've heard a lot of guys talk about how it's a lot harder to rush in this game versus games like Modern Warfare 2 or even COD 4. What do you think about that? Is that a true statement?
Well, I in Modern Warfare 2, because obviously the bullets took less to kill, less bullets to kill, then you could be seen as easier in Modern Warfare 2 to kill people rushing. But to be honest, I haven't really found that much difference in Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2. I think, if anything, I've been more successful in Black Ops rushing than in previous Call of Duties. Not sure if that's because I'm better than I've improved over time or anything to do with the game, but I don't know. I think it's similar, to be honest.
Huh. I think I agree with you with that. I find that my rushing is pretty effective. I think I rushed not a whole lot in Modern Warfare 2, but I seem to have a lot more success in this game than I did there.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and there seems to be only two or three guns which you could really rush with on this game, whereas in Modern Warfare 2 you could use the P90, the MP5K, the UMP. All them guns were sort of viable choices to rush with, whereas in this game it's mainly just the 74U, occasionally the MP5, and you could rush with a few of the assault rifles if you if you wanted to.
I usually rush with the FAMAS when I do my rushing because I'm a huge fan of the FAMAS. I think it's such a beast weapon.
Yeah, it is good. You slap a red dot on that, it's reminiscent of the ACR from Modern Warfare 2, in my opinion.
Right,
but,
right.
Yeah.
All right, so you're kind of unique in a way because you also do a lot of competitive battles, which I think a lot of the community is starting to become aware of that. And so why don't you kind of talk about that, what your experience and what do you do?
I used to have a PS3 and sort of played competitive on and off for around 2 or 3 years, and I came over to Xbox probably 6 months ago. Halo Reach sort of attracted me over, and I just Black Ops came around, and I just got the sort of what is the word, like the attraction to it, and I've been scrimming and playing competitive a lot, probably more than pubs there. At the moment, it's really fun. My GB team are doing okay. We're a new team, so yeah, I love it. Competitive. It's just the calling out and the tactics that goes into it. It's so rewarding when you win, although it can be quite deflating when you lose as well.
Yeah.
But,
I've dabbled in the competitiveness myself a little bit, and we haven't been quite that successful. But yeah, you're right. It's a whole new level of game.
Yeah, definitely.
When you do it, but you guys do it through the game battle site, correct?
Yeah, we do it through game battles.
Nice, very nice.
And what we do a lot is we scrim, which is basically sort of a practice game battles match, which doesn't go to any records or any stats or anything like that, just to try out new tactics, try out call outs and new strategies and stuff. It's a great way to sort of get into it. If you're looking to get into it, then that'll be a really good way to start.
Here's something that I hear a lot of guys talking about is what exactly goes into not setting up a game battles team, but how do you prepare for game battles? So why don't you describe, do you guys go into private matches and practice and actually come up with strategies on maps? I mean, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, at the start of Black Ops, what we did was we sort of accepted the game battles sort of an hour in advance and went over call outs again, sort of make sure our call outs are fluent. Then we'd go on sort of strategies and see what strategies we were going to use for the certain maps and game types that sort of would come up, because with game battles we do a sort of ladder called map gen, which is basically map generation. It just generates 3 random maps,
right.
3 random game types. So before the game we would sort of investigate what strategies we were going to use in the game, and then go for that. To warm up as in gun skill, we often just put a free. We had our GB team in, and then we put it on a free for all in firing range or something, and then sort of just practiced against each other for the last 5 minutes before the game. Although now we scrim before a match. So we go up against another GB team who are just scrimming, just practicing as well, and then we practice like that before we play the actual match.
Interesting, interesting. Now, I've heard a lot of guys talk about, do you have to be a beast or a god on the game to actually do that? What do you think about that?
Not at all. No. I was thinking with a few of my guys on Xbox, we sort of put up a formula that game battles is sort of 20% gun skill, 80% sort of everything else. Call outs are so important. Tactics are also so important. Gun skill, obviously, if you can't move both analog sticks at the same time, then competitive is probably not the sort of section of gaming for you. But gun skill is not essential. We've played teams where everyone has below 1 KDs and they've gave us a really good game, so definitely not, man.
Oh, no. Okay, good. I'm going because I get a lot of guys asking me about that, and through my limited experience, I felt the same way, that you really didn't necessarily have to have the sticks to do it. You just have to be able to talk, and if you can't talk on a microphone, then you can't do this. But if you can talk on a microphone, then who cares not who cares, but your gun skills not.
It's all about intelligent play, positioning well, the call outs, and if you've got 4 guys who are averagely good on the sticks in really good positions, then you could put anyone on there. You could put the whole of Team Envious against them, and it would be difficult to break them down.
Right. Cool. Good. Now I've noticed this too. You and I were talking about this a little bit earlier. The difference between frags and syntax. Now, a lot of guys use the syntax in pub matches because you can stick to right exactly where you're throwing at it, and that's the big attractive to it. But in game battles, it seems to be a lot of people are just the opposite. They want to use the frags because it rolls around. Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah, with the frags, when you respawn and you get sort of the commentator actually in the game saying, we're losing B or we're losing A, with the frags you can actually throw it over buildings, throw it over obstacles, and it should roll on the flag and kill them. Also, with the frag, it gives you a lot more flight time. With that, I mean, you can throw it in the air and it won't detonate in the air if you throw it too high. Whereas the Semtex, it's quicker than the frag. Obviously, you can get out of your hands a lot quicker and it'll blow up a lot quicker. But with competitive, you often need to sort of nade a flag or nade a bomb from quite a way away. So the frag is usually the sort of preferred choice amongst the competitive scene.
Interesting. Now I have to ask this, since you do the competitive stuff. What is your favorite game type when you're playing competitive? Which one?
It's gotta be capture the flag.
Capture the flag.
I love capture the flag. Yeah, because you get sort of the map control needed, sort of that you need in domination. You also get the rushing, trying to pull the flag and take it home, and sort of 1v4 clutch moments that you get in search and destroy. I think capture the flag sort of a mixture of all the game types, because you need map control and you also need composure if you're 1v4 with the flag, for example.
So then, I have to ask them, what is your least favorite one?
Search and destroy.
Yeah, that's mine too. That is so stressful, man. I cannot handle that. I can't handle the fact that you're the last one alive and there's somebody still running around the map that you got to try to kill. I hate that.
Yeah, and the whole team's watching you and the expectation on your shoulders. Yeah, I know the feeling. I don't like search and destroy either. But yeah, so it's got to be search and destroy. It's got to be my worst. I don't think there's that much tactics involved in it, which is half the reason why I play competitive. So it's got to be search and destroy.
Right. Yeah, I understand that. And how often do you guys play? Like a week? If you take a week span, how do you guys play?
We play every day. We try and get we play every day in just on publics, obviously, but we usually play every day scrimming. GB wise, we're actually having a sort of remodelization of the team. I don't know if that's right grammar, but we're changing the team. We've got a few roster changes and everything, so there's more about that on my channel. But at the moment we're a bit so we haven't done GBs for a while, but we're doing a lot of scrimming and a lot of public, so we play together an awful lot every day, probably around 2 to 3 hours a day at least.
Oh, very nice, very good. Now let's talk about how at least for me, how things have really come together on Black Ops, and me finding people to play with, and my own little team that I've come up with, and that's through the Hubba community website. Now has Hubba been as good to you as it has been good to me?
Definitely. Hubba is, I think in my opinion, Hubba is revolutionary to gaming. It's a strong term to use, but the idea is just amazing. I went on. I used to have a PS3, and on PS3 I had a full friends list within a month of joining Huppet. I get people adding me. Everyone, well, 99% of people are friendly on the site. Obviously, in any community, you're going to get a few
Of course.
people who aren't.
Of course.
But it's such a friendly community, and if you're playing on your own and you're getting bored of people going double negative and sort of you're carrying the team, Huppet is definitely the place to go. It's a really good website.
All right, guys, the match is coming to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed what you guys saw and you learned something here about competitive gaming. Mr. T, I appreciate coming on here and giving me a good chat, and I will check you
Thanks
guys
for
later.
having me, man. All right, cheers. Thank you.
Yep.